The Middle East crisis is a wake-up call for Malaysia to expedite its energy transition plan and move into cleaner fuel resources, says maritime scholar Nazery Khaled. The US and Israel war with Iran has seen much destruction and raised oil prices worldwide. Many countries are taking prudent-driven measures to contain the pressure and keep prices stable. However, the cost may spill into daily living.
Again, the situation in the Gulf with the choking of flow and production of oil coming to Malaysia should again present a bit of a wake-up call for us as a nation. This should get us going further on our national energy transition roadmap and shifting towards cleaner fuels, alternative fuels such as solar, ammonia, hydrogen, gas, and other cleaner alternatives. Although let's admit the fact that the world, modern civilization still pretty much runs on fossil fuel. But with what's happening, I think it should really be a wake-up call for Malaysia as a nation as a whole to start seriously looking into other options beyond fossil fuel, because our overly dependence on fossil fuel is putting us in a very, very vulnerable and untenable situation. We are almost being held hostage by a geopolitical situation. So I think the powers that be should start mobilizing resources and also exert a little bit of policy push to speed up and expedite our national energy transition roadmap. Probably from a supply chain management perspective, to also diversify our source of import of oil, rather than be so dependent on Middle East and Gulf oil. We could be looking at other options such as other major oil-producing countries in the world like Brazil, Russia, African countries, even China to a certain extent, and also look into ways to make our supply chains more robust, more resilient, so that the supply chains are able to withstand the shocks, external shocks coming from geopolitical, geostrategic developments such as conflict in the Middle East. Whatever that is shifting the attention away from fossil fuel should be encouraged and should be expedited. We already have plans for example, smart manufacturing, moving towards AI, moving towards sustainable green technologies, which Malaysia is capable of doing, not only in terms of having the infrastructure, having the talent, but also having tremendous biodiversity wealth.
A word of caution on data centers.
They should get us into rethinking a little bit deeper about our the current craze about attracting a data center, which data center kind of investment, as we know, requires huge amount of resources, namely electricity, water, and can cause quite substantial environmental pollution in terms of noise pollution from the cooling system and so on. So any type of initiatives that require a huge amount of electricity, which is based on fossil fuel, should now present us with an opportunity for us to review and also to rethink about our priority in order not to put ourselves in a vulnerable situation to become overly dependent on imported fossil fuel.
A change in mindset will also help people navigate this unsettling period, says Nazery.
I think from the consumer, from a right perspective, over and above cutting down on unnecessary expenditures, we can probably start going back to carpooling, taking public transport, and doing whatever we can to reduce our consumption of oil. Even, for example, instituting working from home and so on. So, but of course, one can argue that these are just initiatives which are on the periphery of things, which are not going to solve the main problem of lacking of oil. but it's a start. I mean, collectively, if we were to be able to do all these austerity measures, they can amount up to something. It can make a difference.